Today we're tuning into The Gentleman, a Netflix series that masterfully blends polished British dialogue with gritty street slang. As we explore episode 1, we'll watch selected clips with subtitles. Then we'll break down the conversation, analyzing the language used. Finally, we'll challenge you with a quiz to test your newfound understanding. In this clip, Edward has just returned from army duty because his father, the Duke, is dying. He is greeted by his older brother.
How is he?
Shit, mate. To be honest, yeah. I mean, his goose is well and truly cooked.
Doc says it'll be tonight, tomorrow morning latest. What about you? How you doing?
When you hear someone say shit, mate, they're using shit in a slang context to indicate that something is wrong or not good. This term adds emphasis to the speaker's honesty about the situation being unfavorable. While it's common in everyday speech among friends, it's important to understand the informal nature of this word and avoid using it in professional or formal settings.
Shit, mate. To be honest, yeah. I mean, his goose is well and truly cooked.
This phrase, his goose is cooked, is an idiom meaning someone is in a lot of trouble or that they will be defeated. In this context, it's a euphemism for the gravely serious condition of their father and that he is highly likely to die.
And his goose is well and truly cooked.
Doc says it'll be tonight, tomorrow morning latest.
The abbreviation doc is commonly used in informal speech to refer to a doctor. The phrase, "it'll be tonight, tomorrow morning latest," conveys a sense of urgency and a narrow time frame, emphasizing the critical nature of the situation without explicitly stating the grim outcome.
Doc says it'll be tonight, tomorrow morning latest. What about you? How you doing?
Notice the dropped auxiliary verb, are, in the question, how you doing? While grammatically incorrect in formal English, dropping auxiliary verbs in questions is a common feature of casual spoken English. It makes the interaction sound more natural and friendly. Now let's do a quick quiz. Which of the following best describes the meaning of the idiom, his goose is cooked? A. He is preparing a meal. B. He is in a very bad situation. C. He has a successful goose farm. The answer is B. He is in a very bad situation. Now let's go to the next scene. But first, a quick reminder to subscribe to our channel. Thanks. In this scene, Edward first meets Susie Glass.
Sorry to disturb you. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Susie Glass.
How can I help you, Miss Glass?
I used to be in business with your father.
Well, forgive my confusion, but my father wasn't exactly known for his business acumen.
Starting a conversation with "sorry to disturb you" is a polite way to acknowledge that you're aware you might be interrupting someone's day. It eases the entry into a conversation by showing consideration for the other person's time and activities.
Sorry to disturb you. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Susie Glass.
Susie introduces herself in a polite way by saying, "Allow me to introduce myself." She follows social rules, keeping things respectful and a bit formal. Using her full name also makes the introduction more professional.
Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Susie Glass.
How can I help you, Miss Glass?
Edward's response using Ms. Glass instead of Susie's first name signifies a formal and slightly distant interaction. The title Ms. is a respectful address, showing professionalism. Edward doesn't respond with Susie's first name out of manners, maintaining a polite yet not overly friendly tone.
How can I help you, Miss Glass?
I used to be in business with your father.
Well, forgive my confusion, but my father wasn't exactly known for his business acumen.
Here, Edward says, "Well, forgive my confusion," to express doubt in a polite way. This also softens the statement that follows where Edward says, "My father wasn't exactly known for his business acumen." Acumen refers to the ability to make good judgments and quick decisions, a skill valued in business. Therefore, Edward's statement is polite, but reveals distrust and disbelief about what Susie has just said to him. Now let's do a quick quiz. If you say someone has good business acumen, what are you complimenting them for? A. Their ability to invest money wisely. B. Their skills in forming business partnerships. C. Their quick decision-making and good judgment. The answer is, potentially, all of them. Business acumen can refer to one or a range of skills and abilities that contribute to making good business decisions and achieving successful outcomes. Basically, if you think someone is good in business, then most likely that person has good business acumen. Now let's go to the next scene. Susie has brought Edward to a farm he owns on his newly inherited land. Here, she is about to reveal the nature of her business dealings with Edward's late father. What secrets does the farm hold? Let's find out.
Did he mention the revenue he was making from the farm?
No, he didn't. Couldn't have been significant, otherwise I would have known about it.
Depends what you consider to be significant. He was making £5 million in cash a year, plus profit share.
Excuse me? £5 million? I'm guessing that wasn't from yogurts and burgers, Miss Glass.
Follow me.
Edward's response couldn't have been significant. Brushes aside Susie's question about if his father had ever talked about how much money the farm made. Here, significant means something very important, impactful, or valuable. Edward's words give us a peek into his views on what counts as important in terms of money. Many people might think the farm he is looking at is worth a lot, but Edward, who has always been wealthy and is now a duke, assumes the money made from the farm would be minor.
Couldn't have been significant, otherwise I would have known about it.
Depends what you consider to be significant.
Here, Susie challenges Edward's idea of what's significant, suggesting that different people can have different views on what matters. She also has more information that will surprise Edward.
He was making £5 million in cash a year, plus profit share.
Excuse me? £5 million?
Edward's "excuse me" is a rhetorical question here, showing his surprise or disbelief at the amount mentioned by Susie. A rhetorical question is one that doesn't require an answer. It's used for effect in this case to express astonishment.
Excuse me? £5 million? I'm guessing that wasn't from yogurts and burgers, Miss Glass.
Follow me.
Edward's statement expresses doubt about how the farm could generate such a high income, doing so in a teasing way. By mentioning yogurts and burgers, he draws attention to what he sees as the ordinary and less valuable products of farm operations, contrasting these with the significant earnings discussed. He still refers to Susie as Ms. Glass, maintaining a formal tone in their conversation, indicating they are not friends yet, especially since Edward is still unclear about the nature of the lucrative business Susie had with his father, involving £5 million. Now let's do a quick quiz. Which sentence below is a rhetorical question? A. Who doesn't like a day off? B. How do you make this recipe? C. What color are her eyes? The answer is A. Who doesn't like a day off? Now let's go to the next scene. Susie, previously revealed to be a gangster, chats with Thomas, a fellow gangster from the British underworld. In this scene, Thomas, respecting Susie's dad, inquires about him.
So we hear your dad's caught in nasty cold. How long's you got left?
He's 4 into a 10 stretch.
Ouch.
Thomas begins the conversation with, "So I hear," to share something he knows about. Interestingly, he says "hear" instead of the past tense, "heard." This choice likely reflects his casual, less formal way of speaking, common among gangsters. If you're using this phrase, the correct form is, "So I heard." For example, you might say, "So I heard you got a job promotion."
So we hear your dad's caught in nasty cold. How long's you got left?
The sentence "caught a nasty cold" usually refers to falling ill with the flu, but here, it's slang for being convicted and put in jail. Thomas then says, "How long's he got left?" to ask how much longer Susie's father is in prison.
How long's you got left?
He's 4 into a 10 stretch.
Ouch.
Susie's reply, "He's 4 into a 10 stretch," uses prison slang to indicate her father has served 4 years of a 10-year sentence. Stretch here means a prison term. Let's explore some other slang expressions for serving a jail sentence. These include getting locked up, doing time, in the big house, in the slammer, and club fed. It's interesting to note that club fed is a play on words, inspired by the well-known resort chain Club Med. When used to describe a jail, club fed implies that the jail is more comfortable and less harsh than other jails. The word med in Club Med is replaced with fed, which is short for federal, indicating a federal prison. Thank you for tuning in and enhancing your English skills with us. Don't forget to hit subscribe to keep up with all our latest content. See you next time.